COVID, Papparazzi, and Epdimologists. Perspective, that elusive quality that brings balance to our lives. Yes, we're experiencing lockdown. The threat is a COVID virus that has challenged the ingenuity of researchers, the calculation of economists, and the machinations of politicians. A microscopic bit of biological dust that has caused havoc in the world. And we imagined ourselves to be a sophisticated and advanced Western society. Yet here we are, reduced to screaming hordes of immature children howling down lockdown measures intended to protect us from ourselves. And it's only a matter of months. My parents were in lockdown for 6 years, not in the comfort of their living rooms watching the nightly news, pointing their fingers at their least popular presidential aspirant or state premier. They were scrounging around for a crust of bread in concentration camps, or eking out a life as fighting partisans in the forests, or fearfully hiding in someone's farmhouse hayloft, always fearful of being turned in. Perspective. We have it really good. So stop the infantile self-pity that has become so addictive. In the space of a few months, we have suffered upset, marriage breakdowns, a run on toilet paper, and other earth-shattering trials and tribulations. Tell that to the survivors of Pol Pot's murderous rampage. Tell that to the social and intellectual leaders who suffered enormously in Mao's Cultural Revolution. Tell that to the 95% of children in Chinese orphanages who are girls, abandoned because of their sex. Tell that to 40% of the Syrian population now displaced because leaders want to play war games for their own egocentric needs. Tell that to the 6 million Jews systematically gassed and burnt. Perspective. Despite Corbett's morbidity, more people died last year from the flu than have died so far from COVID-19. Did you know that over 2 million people were killed on the roads worldwide this past year? 4 times the current COVID deaths. Fully 75% of all COVID cases in Australia recovered, with only a rate of 4 deaths per million. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be taking serious protective steps, especially for those most at risk, the aged and those with underlying conditions. Social distancing and masks are very reasonable health measures to implement. Likewise, frequent washing of hands and cleaning of surfaces. But the kind of wild and woolly panic measures that have crippled economies and injected absolute fear and horror into the hearts of people, that lacks perspective. So who's to blame? Well, blame for what? For the virus? On that the jury is out. For the panic? That's easy to spot. A simple combination of politicos fearful for their positions, joining forces with the paparazzi-led media whose single goal is ratings through sensationalism, advised by professionals whose whole reputation must be protected by ultra-conservatism, and aided and abetted by gullible people like you and I, swallowing everything hook, line, and sinker, including all the contradictions experts offer. Masks are important. Masks are a waste of effort. COVID is spread by fluids. COVID is spread airborne. Testing provides accurate identification of COVID. Testing can't distinguish between dead COVID and live COVID. Herd immunity is effective. Herd immunity is a fallacy. And the list goes on. And of course, they're all honourable epidemiologists on both sides of the fence. Perspective. No question that we need to be mindful of all reasonable health measures. I don't need experts to tell me that. We need to eat healthily and exercise to ensure the integrity of our immune system, the singular most significant aspect of well-being in the face of viral infection. We need a positive and optimistic attitude to promote balance of mind and emotions. And we need to act responsibly to and with each other. We're all in this together. And we need to believe in ourselves. Do you practice perspective?